Could I ask Deputy Barry, please, Minister Deputy Barry, to take us 5 minutes.
What is the Luas dispute about? Number one, will the Luas drivers get a real slice of the profits that they have made for their company? In 2014, Luas drivers carried an extra 2 million passengers on the line. Transdev's profits from 2014 to 2015 went from 24 million to 82 million euro. And one of the two parent companies, Veolia, their profit for the first 6 months of last year, 352.7 million euro. Meanwhile, Luas drivers have been operating under a de facto pay freeze for the last 5 years. This situation is mirrored in hundreds and thousands of companies throughout the state, indicating the second question that this dispute is about. Will working people get a big slice of the economic recovery, because they haven't so far? The National Economic and Research Institute, NERI, says that between 1995 and 2015, the share of gross domestic product going to wages declined from 55% to 44%. They could find 37 other countries with similar data available. In only one of them had the wage ratio declined by more. That was Romania. So this is what's at stake here. Can the Luas workers win? In doing so, can they open the door? Through that door can come other group of workers who submit and win their own pay claims, and in that way can working people win a real slice of the recovery. Now, the media say that the Luas workers turned down 18%. It's not because Luas drivers are greedy. It's in part because of the extra hours that were part of that package, and this is a job where you need to be alert for health and safety reasons. But first and foremost, that was turned down because the package included a seriously reduced rate for starter staff. In other words, a seriously reduced rate for young workers. They refused to go down the road that the public sector was forced to go down. They refused to open the door to a two-tier workforce. And I think it's to the shame of the trade union leaders of public sector workers that they allowed a two-tier workforce get in a foot in the door. And equally, I believe it is to the credit of the Luas drivers that they refused to allow that to happen. Transdev are operating like cowboys. Like cowboys. Veolia are the largest privatiser of public water in the world. Jerry Madden of Transdev, he earned his management spurs across the water at Royal Mail, where he brought in cuts, he brought in outsourcing, he brought in yellow pack rates. But look at the way that Transdev are handling industrial relations here in this country. They've reduced pay rates by 10% unilaterally. They have taken away the sick pay scheme. They are threatening to dock a whole day's pay for every half-day strike, something which, by the way, is of dubious legality. And they have threatened a lockout. Now, my question for Minister Ross is this. Do you agree that these policies are Thatcherite policies? Do you agree that Transdev and their management team are acting like cowboys? Do you feel that such a company deserves to run the light rail system in our capital city? You're no doubt aware of the clause in Transdev's contract that if they fail to deliver a service for 14 days in a year or more, that the contract can be reviewed. I am for, AAA-PBP is for, democratic public ownership of light rail and all public transport. But does the Minister agree that if it goes over the 14 days, and it looks like it will, that that review should be implemented and that you should give serious consideration to relieving Transdev of the responsibility for running light rail in this city, given the way that they have behaved, the disgraceful Thatcherite and cowboy tactic way that they have behaved in recent weeks and months?
Thank you.